Misli TV ekranlarında herkese merhabalar. Basketbol programımızda bu hafta Fenerbahçe Kadın Basketbol takımı oyuncusu Amanda Zahui'ye konuk olduk. Gökhan German'la röportajımızı gerçekleştireceğiz. Amanda, thank you for accepting us.
Thank you.
How is everything in your life? And just want to ask, as a woman, I'm so proud that I can see those kind of role models in the sports business. And I'm so happy to making an interview with you.
Thank you. Everything is good. We've been practicing a lot, getting ready for the quarterfinals that starts tomorrow. Everything is really good, honestly. I'm happy. I'm living the dream and very blessed and fortunate to be here.
How do you feel to live in Turkey and play in here?
I love it.
As an experience.
I love Turkey. I love Istanbul. This is my first time living in Istanbul. I lived in Hatay for 16 days.
For Hatay basketball.
Yeah, and I was my rookie year. I was in Adana, played for Adana Aski.
And Los Angeles?
Yeah, in LA, yeah.
Me too.
You lived in LA? Yeah, I love it. But Istanbul is like different, right? It's so big and there's so many different cultures, you know. I'm a foodie, so I love the Turkish food. I love the culture. I love history.
Buildings and art.
Yeah,
everything,
I
right?
love that. So this is like the perfect place for me. And I get to do what I love, play basketball for one of the greatest clubs in basketball history.
Yeah.
This is the club that I grew up watching. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't watch the WNBA. I watched EuroLeague. So I remember when Fener and Gala was going at it, and they had the old gym where they had the net where the fans would throw in things. So like for me to play here now is it's really a dream. Like it's really cool. I remember being like 11 when I started watching with my dad on TV. And he was like, "You're gonna be there one day," and I was like, "Yeah, you know."
Shut up.
And now, right, and now I'm here, and I'm like, "Damn, it happened."
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you were born in Sweden?
Yes,
and
sir.
Basketball is not very common in Sweden.
No.
How did you decide to become a basketball player?
So I've always been very tall and large for my age, and my family is very active. So there was always some kind of sport. I played tennis, I played soccer, I went to like circus school, you know, just to like stay busy. I played field hockey, and then I just stopped. And my parents was like, "You have to do something." So it was between volleyball and basketball, and I didn't know anything about the sports, none of them, besides Michael Jordan. And I went to my first basketball practice, and I fell in love. I remember the day, well, like how it was raining outside, it was pouring, and my dad had got me like a leather basketball. And it was in the trunk of the car, and I put it under my hoodie, and I ran into the gym, and I fell in love with the sport, with the friendships that I gained, with just the energy, you know. I was just telling Kayla and our trainer Sarah today about my first basketball shoes. It was the N1 shoes, the black leather with the red silk inside. Awful combination, but my first pair of basketball shoes, and I just stuck with it.
Amanda, can you describe the system for you know, as a performance and like the tactics and techniques with the American style and also Turkey?
Yeah.
Like you know the both, so can you?
Right. So, I mean, being European, we definitely grow up and playing team basketball. Everyone touches the ball. Everyone moves with the ball, you know. There's not one superstar. It's like we have a superstar in this position, but we have someone there, and you just win as a team. And going to college, I went to the University of Minnesota. It was like a culture shock on the basketball court. Like you have one star, and she's supposed to have the ball. Everyone else work around her. So that's kind of like the biggest adjustment. The most players that either go to America to college or professional, or come from America to Europe, where it's like it's a whole different sport. But I think the game has evolved so much since I started, where it's like, all right, you have your superstars, like you have your Alina Yagopova, you have your Kayla McBride, but then you add all of these beautiful pieces with Elizabeth Williams, Satu Sabuli, you know, like we have Oljai, like, and you just make a super team, and that's how you play. And I think that's like the beauty of women's basketball, because we play as a team, and Coach talked about it just today, like, y'all can try to take away one of our players, but we got 4 more, and then we added 5 more from the bench, you know? And I think that's the difference. Definitely, if you watch men EuroLeague and then the NBA, NBA, you got your LeBron James, and he has to take 20 to 30 shots. EuroLeague is like you pass the ball, and it's like the old school Spurs, right, with Tony Parker. So I think that's kind of how I would describe the differences.
I think you enjoy to play basketball at Europe, I think.
Yeah, I love it. I honestly love playing basketball in general. Like, if there's a court and a ball and a...
Even in
and
Africa, like, let's do it.
Yeah, like, my dad's from the Ivory Coast in West Africa, so every time I go there, I go play with the guys.
Oh.
So it's like, I just love the game. I love the challenges, you know. Right now, I have a different role in this team than what I usually have when I come and play in Europe and even in the W. And it's all about adjusting and learning new ways to love the game more and enjoy the process and the success that your team is having.
Amanda, as a woman, I really am just like, you know, proud to do an interview with the women's because we always go with the men's and stadiums, and it's just like, you know, so engaged with the men's, and sports is just like as a community, as you know, like for all over the world actually. But for you, who's your biggest inspiration to take you this basketball, this game?
Like an inspiration as far as a player or in general?
In general.
Oh, my mother, for sure. Well, actually, both of my parents, you know, they were at every single game. In high school, they missed 1 game. I lived by myself, and they would drive 40 to an hour to see all my home games. They made sure that we, you know, had food on the table, that we have heat in the house, that we had our family meetings, and just, you know, 2 people from 2 different worlds. My mom is born in Sweden, my dad in West Africa, the Ivory Coast, and just meeting and creating a community and a home for anyone who needed it. Later on in my years, my mom got sick with breast cancer, 2015.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all right. It's, you know, it's God's plan. But 2015, my rookie year, she got sick. And I remember her calling me and my father. My father was crying. And my mom was like, we are going to get through this. And every day I see her struggle with the cancer, with the side effects of chemo and radiation. And she's always that one person that's always smiling. She's yet to miss a game. She travels around the world to come see me. She's about to come to Turkey to watch us play. And she's just such a strong woman and role model for myself, but also so many other people. So that's like, she's my star.
Beautiful. It's really, I mean, great to hear the story like that. Yeah, it's just, you know, down to earth. I just really want to see women and people who can, you know, talk for themselves and also the other people. It's like your mom is just a beautiful inspiration because, yeah, if at the end of the day, if you do like what you really like, what you really love to do, I think it's just an amazing energy to do that, right? If you love something and do it for every day and then paying it. And can you also tell us, like, everyone in US also and Europe too, talking about the payments, like salaries is not like the men's and stuff. So what do you think about this? Like, is it really equal, or you can say that?
No, it's bullshit. Sorry.
We want to hear that.
I mean, it's really bullshit, and we talk about this a lot. First of all, the men don't have to play year-round, right? We go, we play in the WNBA, we have a national team, we come back overseas, and then there's more national team, and we get maybe 2 weeks off depending on what country, what club, what league you play in, and then you go back, right? And, you know, we get paid, which is a blessing, and we can live off that. I'm not knocking that. It's definitely a blessing to play basketball for a living. But you have these men that come in straight from college, they're like 18, and they become millionaires in USD. And here I am, about to be 30.
I can come to
you know
clean your home,
right?
Like,
but I think it is involving, and we're becoming better with it. Obviously, the situation in the world right now, we got to take that into consideration, that the economy is not where it used to be. So everyone's salaries are going down, especially in Europe, but it's not equal. I think there's an interest to make it equal, though I think that people think it's scary to be that one person that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to pay this woman $1 million, you know, because I really think that she's that great. And it's a fear to look stupid of doing that rather than empowering women. They're doing exactly what the men are doing. Yes, we don't have their physical ability. We don't dunk every time we have a layup, you know what I'm saying? But we are still putting in the work, and we are very, very efficient when we step foot out on the court. And we don't play for the flash of it. We play because we love it. We play because we have passion and love, and we do this for the next generations. And I think that people should really invest in us. And it's not all about money, you know, but opportunities.
Yeah.
Opportunities to be seen on TV, opportunities to be put in commercials.
To get education, maybe.
To get education, you know. I think last year or 2 years ago was the first year in the WNBA where women were allowed to get maternity leave. So I get paid while having a kid, while men can just go sleep with different women and they pop out babies and they just playing without losing money. 2 years ago, we were losing money if we wanted to have a child. And in the end of the day, we are women and most of us wants to be mothers. We want to build a family.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's simply about the money. I think it's about supporting women and to make sure that we are being treated equally.
Yeah.
That we get the opportunities, that we are on billboards, you know, so that my little nieces can go and they go downtown and there they see their auntie or they see our auntie's friend like, I want to be like her.
Like a role model.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think Tasha Cloud speaks, she plays for Washington Mystics. She speaks very strongly about this. I see her, I can be her. So if a child, whether it's a boy or a girl, they see someone and they see themselves in them. You know, it don't always have to be the LeBrons and Steph Curry. It could be the Elizabeth Williams. That could potentially be the next president because Elizabeth is that smart. But people don't know that because no one's putting it out there, you know? So it's all about building up from the ground for women. And I think that us women, we are supporting each other. But we need more men from the outside that has money. You know what? Do this. Kyrie Irving paid for those players that decided to sit out of the WNBA 2020 season in the bubble. He paid their salaries. That's a big step because now I can still take care of my family while making sure that I'm okay mentally and physically, you know?
And we need to hear more stories like this to just get inspired.
Absolutely.
And feels like,
You're totally right, and I hope men and women will be more equal. Come to technical questions about basketball.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. The Russian teams withdraw. Now Fenerbahçe played in the final before a couple of times, but never get the title. What do you think about this year? What can you say about the EuroLeague title?
Well, first thing first, I do want to say that whether the Russian team, Kursk and ECAT, was still in the quarterfinals and in the playoffs, we will still have a chance to run for the final and for the championship. It doesn't change our goal. It doesn't change our mindset or mentality or how hard we work, right? Two great teams. We already beat Kursk. Our next goal was to beat ECAT. Now, ECAT is not with us in this year's playoffs. Our goal is still to go to the final and win. Nothing had changed. We are working so hard these last couple of weeks, especially, right, because the playoffs is coming up. But the goal since day one, since we got here in October, is to go to the final. With the losses in the beginning of the season, with the losses that we have had closer to now, our goal is still to go to the final and win EuroLeague for the first time for Fenerbahçe. Nothing has changed, and I feel like we all putting out good energy. I'm a big believer in manifesting and putting things out into the universe, and it will come back to you. So we're speaking it into reality, and I'm really excited to see us reach our goal.
So you worked a lot of coaches in your career. What can you say about the coach La Pena? How is your relationship with him?
Yeah, my relationship is actually really good. And I think, to be completely honest, it's a relationship that's growing and evolving every single day. It's my first year with him. We getting to know each other better as human beings, but also as professionals on the basketball court, me as a player and him as a coach. And he's very intense. He is very, very passionate about the game and wanting to see his players be successful and succeed. It's hard. It's hard playing for a coach that is so passionate and constantly the expectations of always being the best, always doing your best, right? It's hard because sometimes you feel as though you're not living up to his expectations and you feel like you're failing. But in his mind, you're doing your best. You are bringing the energy, you're bringing the attention to focus, you know, all of those things. And that's all that he wants from us. And that's why I love playing for him. I don't get a lot of minutes, right? But I have gone so much better as a player, as a human being, and as a leader, because I'm understanding on how to adjust. And we are going to go to the final. We are going to win the cup. We are going to win the Turkish league, right? So it's like all of this, the hard moments that we put, the hours that we put on this floor, when you sit back, you can feel and you see the progress that you have made.
And speaking up with this, is there any challenge that you can remember to working with some coaches? Like it is so maybe, you can never forget it.
I mean, I've had coaches that don't speak and the coaches that yell the most. I feel like I had everything in the spectrum.
What is, like, in your opinion, what is the best thing to do as a coach? Like, if you're a coach someday?
Communication.
Yeah.
Communication. And it doesn't mean that you always just talk. It's a two-way street. You tell me what to do, and I ask you questions, and we give each other feedback, and that's how we work. And that's what I think all people see about Victor is the intensity that he brings on the sideline, but rather the understanding that he communicates. This is what I want. This is how I want it. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? Right? And I think that's, to go back to your question, was the hardest challenge I've had with a coach is the non-communication. Where it's...
And it's also close for telepathy and,
Exactly.
empathy.
Like, I can't read your mind and you can't read mine, so let's communicate, but I want you to do this, and then silence. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a communicator. I'm a firm believer that if we can communicate, we can reach all of our results. We can make this world a better place. But if you shut down, I will shut down, because I don't know what the heck is going on. And now we all confused and we all frustrated.
How did you overcome those kind of, like, we can hardly describe, like, hard to work with people?
I've done a lot of self-work. Mental health is a big part of my life, where, not losing myself and what other people around me do or say. So if I've been in a situation that I don't necessarily like, now as 27 going on 28, going on 29, oh my God, I forgot my age.
Oh my God, I'm
28 going to 29, I ask questions. And even if you feel like it's a stupid question, I got it out, and now you can give me an answer. Now I will understand you better, and hopefully you will understand me better. So it's all about being confident in who you are and not being afraid to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay I ask a million questions in practice. I know my teammates are tired of me. But sometimes I ask questions because I know someone else is thinking the same thing. Now we all get the answers that we want.
Oh, and then you're the one who can just, like,
right.
love the question.
And sometimes I won't even ask the coach. I will ask Kayla McBride, because I know her relationship with Victor is so great. So I'll be like, Kay, what the heck are we supposed to do? Like, what does this mean? And she breaks it down to me. Now we all communicated in our own way. Victor communicated. The players that understood. Now they can rely what he wanted me to know.
So as a team, like, you believe that is, you're connected with the thoughts and everything? And
absolutely.
You feel like as a team?
Yeah, absolutely. And you have someone like Ali, right? She don't speak much. And I can look at her and be like, okay, so she's frustrated or she's happy. And she would just tell me 2 words like, this is what I want you to do. And now it's working. And she communicates like, I did not like this. How can I help you? How can I make the situation better for you? Elizabeth the same way, Like, Oljai as a point guard is great because she communicates, not only with words, but with her body too. Like, I know when she's frustrated. So I can go up and be like, yo, what do I need to do to help you? Set a drag screen. Okay, cool. We solved the problem.
Same things in the game also?
In the game. And, like, we've been here for 6 months now. You spend day in and day out with each other. However many hours on the court, we in the weight room, we in the locker room, training room. We travel, we eat lunch, dinner, breakfast. Like, right. And you get to know each other and you pick up on tendencies. Like, all right, today this person is very tired, so I'm going to let them breathe until it's game time, And I think people in the team really appreciate when you pay attention to them.
When you talked about the family, what about the Fenerbahçe club? It's a big club and a lot of other sport branches. And I know that going to some women's football games
the soccer game.
About volleyball. What do you want to say about the club?
I mean, I love it. It's one big family, honestly. And it's, like I said, like, I saw it when I was younger, when I was watching TV, and now I get to experience it. Like, I didn't realize how big Fenerbahçe was until we came to other cities, and people are there at the airport with flowers and clapping, And it really just shows the history of it, the love that people have for this club, for their players. We go to soccer games, they come to our games, and it's just like, we hang out with them and we just have so much fun. And this is the first time in my career that I've been hanging out with other sports and other players. And I think that is so cool. And I think Mr. Kamal really emphasized that he wants us to be close with each other, to build those bridges where we support each other, just like you said, like women support women.
Yeah.
I think that is so important. And it's fun because we are two great teams, like potentially two champions in each, like in the soccer league and in our league. And we just like pick each other's brains and we have fun. We go to dinner, we go and cheer on each other. Like I think it's so much fun. I love it.
So you go to see football games also,
Yeah.
Amanda? In
Yeah.
Turkey? It's like a big thing in here.
It's huge. Me and Elizabeth and Bria, we went to the Besiktas game. It was the sickest thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
The
It's a
Besiktas
big
fans
fan
were
team.
throwing things and like, I was like, this is
Yelling.
amazing. I love it. You know, we had so much fun, and when they score, like we be jumping up and down.
They lose their mind when they score.
It's so
When they-
much fun, and it's like I wish this is how it was around the world.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. There's one big club and everyone supports everyone. Like,
I heard the stories, like it's just like their family. When they lose, they feel like about to
everyone
cry.
is sad.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like when the soccer girls loses, we like, damn, like the day is ruined. Like, you know, the first game they played against Besiktas, me and Elizabeth, we were in the mall. We were having lunch and we were watching on my little iPhone, and they lost, and we just sat there like, what? You know. And then when we lost our last game, the soccer girls were so sad, and they were always sending us messages like, it's okay,
Supporting.
yeah, we got them when we played them, we got y'all back, you know. And it's just like, it's super cool. Like,
It's
I never
really popular,
experienced.
like Beşiktaş women soccer team.
Yeah.
I had an interview with the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah, she got a red card against us.
As a closing part, do you have some message to the Fenerbahçe fans? As a closing part, do you have a message to Fenerbahçe fans with the women, both men? Like,
Well, first of all, thank you all for all the love and support that we constantly get. I don't know when you're going to show this, but everyone show up to the game tomorrow and then Thursday for EuroLeague quarterfinals. And I'm really grateful to be a part of the Fenerbahçe.
Okay, thank you so much
Thank you.
for accepting us. It was an amazing interview.
Thank you guys.
Misli TV ekranlarında programımızın sonuna geldik. Fenerbahçe basketbol oyuncusu Amanda'yı konuk ettik. Çok keyifli bir röportaj geçirdik. Lütfen siz de kanalımızı beğenip abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir sonraki programda görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.